Hi, I'm Coach Zachariah, and I want to be your guide and personal trainer on your health and fitness journey. In this short video, I'm going to tell you why we should work together. I'm going to tell you how we're going to help you reclaim your relationship with food, get comfortable in your skin, get your blood work right, and get you healthy, as well as achieve the body that you've been trying to achieve. On top of that, I'm going to explain to you how we're going to avoid what I call the Bonnie effect. Okay? So here's why you should work with me as your personal trainer. I have trained in this industry for 5 years. I have trained every type of person imaginable. I've trained amputees, elderly, children. I've trained people who are way beyond their weight threshold. We're talking hundreds to 200s of pounds above what they need to be. I have trained people who are type 1 diabetic, type 2 diabetic. I've trained people who can't put on weight, okay? I have trained all types of people. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because it shows you that I am adaptable and flexible, okay? I understand the risks that come with being a trainer online and training you remotely if you're not here in my gym at Anytime Fitness. So because of that, I want you to know that I'm not just going to mock up a random AI plan or some basic build plan and just send it to you and let you go. No, instead, I'm going to be working very closely with you on all of the pieces of feedback you give me, including prehab, rehab, injuries that you might have, and other obstacles that we may face in your journey to becoming the fittest and healthiest person you can be. Now, I'm going to show you how we're going to do it, and then I'm going to talk to you about how we're going to avoid what I call the Bonnie effect. So how are we going to get you that dream body, get your health in line, and get that blood work finally reading in the positive? Well, we're going to be using my online platform. So my online platform here is going to allow me the ability to send you workouts perfectly tailored to your limitations and properly progressed as you continue to succeed throughout this process. In here, I have the ability to assign you reps, weight, tempo, sets, and everything, as well as give you video instructions on how to do each exercise inside the app itself. Now, with that being said, if there's something that's even requiring more form check, then you and I will be working together closely to make sure that we're getting the form just right. If that includes me being on a live Zoom call while you're working out to check your form, or if that means me finding a different video that explains these things in better detail, that is how we will succeed. In here, you'll be able to add your reps and your weight and continue to progress at my advice and at my direction. And with that, you'll be able to see over a large period of time with your profile, the tracking of that to see which exercises you're succeeding in the most. On top of that, I will have the ability to send you forms each week, like a weekly check-in form. So weekly check-in forms will ask you things like, what did you get done this week? How many days did you track your calories? Things like that, so that you know I'm always engaged with you and keeping track of what you're doing on a weekly basis and allowing you to reflect on your week to see if you were putting your best foot forward. On top of that as well, we've got some habit tracking in here that we can assign to you. This habit tracking is just going to help us once again keep these things in mind, really create the whole 360-degree picture of your fitness and your health. On top of that, we're going to be talking about nutrition. Every week we're going to get on a Zoom call, we're going to do a little screen share, and we're going to go over your nutrition tracking. So whether we're using Chronometer or MyFitnessPal, we're going to be able to sit down and both look at how many calories you're getting in, see if you're getting the proper amount of protein, the proper amount of fats, proper amount of carbs, and make the adjustments required after I've set up your proper macro programming to make sure that you're hitting the goals you want to. Of course, my goal is to make sure that you can follow any of the food plans that I give you. And if something is not working properly, I don't want you to be in the dark trying to force feed yourself food that you're just simply not going to eat. Okay? So how we're going to do this is through a very simple method. We get your exercises going over here. You'll have access to the app. You'll have access to all of the workouts that we have built together, tailored based on your limitations and tailored based on the things that you want to achieve. And then we're going to do a dual threat and attack the other side of it, which is the nutrition, to make sure that you're eating effectively to both fuel your weight loss and also your muscle growth. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the Bonnie effect and how we're going to avoid that. Because after seeing these programs and after seeing how this looks, you may already be feeling a little bit concerned about all of the work you have to do. So what is the Bonnie effect? Well, the Bonnie effect refers to a new gym goer or even a returning gym goer who comes into the gym, gets super overwhelmed, and then immediately goes to their most comfortable safe space, which is the treadmill. They walk on the treadmill for a short amount of time or even a long amount of time at a very slow pace. They make effectively no progress, and then they eventually give up on their health and fitness goals. And this happens so often that I can't even count on my hand how often it happens, and I spend a lot of my time attempting to get people off the treadmill and actually onto the gym floor so they can get the necessary strength training that they need. So where this happens more often, and this is where the Bonnie effect comes in, is when you hire an online fitness coach and they give you like 30 exercises or 40 exercises to do in 3 days. So you've got usually like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or a push, pull legs or something to that effect. And they give you 8 exercises to do on that day, including a dynamic warm-up and a cool down. And you're not sure how to do any of it. So you come into the gym, you've got your smartphone, you're looking at the videos that the online fitness coach has given you, and you realize very quickly that you're gonna be in everybody's way, or that you're not gonna do it right, or you feel like you're not gonna do it right. And you might get through one, and then you realize, oh, I have to do so many more, and you're just not getting it. And what happens is you end up trying your best and then winding back up on the treadmill and effectively, once again, making no progress in the gym. And from the new gym goer, this is understandable. From the person who's hired an online fitness coach, it's also understandable because now you've been given such a big task and you're just not sure how to accomplish it. You've spent money on it, which means you feel very pressured to get it done. And then if you do end up giving up, you're in a really rough way because that guilt and that shame from spending money on something and not doing it will creep in. And now all of a sudden you've spent money, you haven't hit your health and fitness goals, and you have a very sour feeling about going to the gym. So I have a proactive strategy in an effort to help prevent that. And so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna gauge your gym comfort level. So we're gonna talk about how many times you've been in a gym, your last experiences in a gym. We're gonna talk about the gyms in your area, big ones, small ones, and we're gonna find a way to get you the most comfortable that we can inside your gym, okay? We're also gonna talk about your exercise experience. So I'm not just going to have you pay for a program and I just dump it on you and then say, there you go. I'm gonna try to understand all of your exercise experience from high school, middle school, college, or even in the most recent of times. I wanna understand all of the history of your exercise, the ups, the downs, and everything else so we can gauge out how comfortable you're gonna be in the gym before we decide how many programs or exercises to give you in a row. And then we're gonna discuss your familiarity with equipment and, like I said, your nearest gym. So if you're already going to a gym, I'm gonna discuss with you, have you used everything inside the gym? What is the vibe of the gym like? What's the busiest hours? What's the earliest, so on and so forth, right? And we're gonna try to really talk through and understand how capable, how confident you are, and how comfortable you are inside your gym. And if you haven't been in any gym at all, you've never been in a gym, then the Bonnie effect and my solution for it is going to be the best option for you, which is I'm going to slow feed the exercises to you until you're confident and competent with each one. So essentially, if a workout has 8 exercises or 10 exercises or whatever it is, you're going to do 2 to 3 that day, and then you're going to do a combination with cardio, like the treadmill, which is where you're comfortable, right? So you're going to come in, you're going to do 20, 30 minutes on the treadmill, and then you're gonna do 2 of the exercises out of the program that I need you to do, okay? That way you have a full amount of time to do it. You're not gonna be overwhelmed by having to search for every single piece of equipment in the gym, and you're gonna do those 2 to 3 exercises. You're gonna do them until you understand them, and once you feel successful and you're good, we're gonna add a few more exercises to the program for you. Now, of course, this is gonna make it take a little bit longer to reach the goal that you're trying to reach. But I find it that it's still a little bit better if you're going in each time and working out than not doing it at all. And on top of that, it might even feel more pleasurable or more fun to have these little unlocked goals, like, okay, I did these 2 exercises, I did them well, now I get to try to add an additional 2 in on the next time I'm in for that specific body group or however the program is written. So the body effect is something that plagues a lot of new people, especially in this digital era, getting into the gym and hitting their goals because they get overwhelmed, the trainer drops in a bunch of different exercises, and next thing you know, they're doing none of them. And I want to prevent that with you. So that's the goal. And not every single person that signs up for this is going to need the solution to the body effect, or is going to need to drip feed them. But I want you to know that it's an option if you've never experienced working a program, training digitally, or even training in the gym under a trainer. And that's it. What you want is achievable, so don't wait. Together, we can crush whatever fitness and health goals that you have in mind and overcome any obstacles that you could possibly have. Let's get started today.